So we're now going to be making Irish soda bread, and we're going to be using a mixture of wholemeal flour. So we've got 100 grams of wholemeal flour and we've got 125 grams of plain flour. So we'll start by sieving the flour. It's important to make sure you use all the ingredients from the flour. So there'll be some bran left at the end, which we can just tip in. So we'll add that one in, and then we'll sieve the plain flour. Then we'll also sieve through a little bit of bicarb, which is why it's called soda bread, because we're using the bicarbonate of soda instead of using yeast. And it means that we don't have to wait for the yeast to prove or the dough to prove, and it's much quicker bread to make. So we'll take that one through here. And then we've also got a tiny bit of salt that we'll add to the ingredients mixing as well. Just a quarter of a teaspoonful, just to add to the taste. And we'll just make a little well in the middle. And then we're going to add to it some buttermilk. And instead of buying buttermilk, what we usually do is we make our own using milk and some lemon juice. So I'll show you how to do that. We add about a tablespoonful of lemon juice, and you could do it with vinegar if you don't have lemon juice, but I would use the white wine vinegar, something that doesn't have strong taste. So we use about a tablespoonful of lemon juice. Just add it to 200 mils of either semi-skimmed or whole milk, and give it a stir, leave it for about 10 minutes, and then when it's finished it should look like this one, where it's starting to thicken and just starting to curdle slightly. So we'll add the buttermilk to the mixture. We don't want to add all of it, because depending on the flour and the temperature, you may not, every day will be slightly different as to how much you need. So it's best to just add it gradually and then see how much you need on the day. So we're just mixing it with a fork, but you could mix with your hands. You want enough liquid to just bind it all together. Just got a little bit of flour to put on my hands, pull it all together. Bread's starting to come together well. Just using a little bit of flour to make it easier to handle. You don't want to handle the dough too much. Put it on a board, give it a pat. and then we cut it quite deeply into 4, which allows it to cook evenly. That's ready to go in the oven next, and it will cook at a high temperature for probably about 10 minutes, and then we turn it down and cook for 20 minutes. It will vary according to the oven, and we suggested about 220 degrees to start with, and then turning it down to 200.